Hi, I'm Jan, owner of the Cherry Pick Quilt Shop in Sevierville, Tennessee. We're located in historical downtown Sevierville on Bruce Street. We would love to have you come visit with us sometime. Today we're going to talk specifically about a pre-cut that's 2.5-inch strips. Moda calls them jelly rolls. So when you buy them, this is the way you get them. All rolled up, all tight together. So you have a jelly roll or 2.5-inch strips. There are 42 pieces to a jelly roll, so you have quite a bit of fabric to work with in a jelly roll. So if you buy a jelly roll, there is a total of 2 7/8 yards of fabric in a jelly roll that are already cut for you in 2.5-inch strips. So I just thought I would show you some samples of what you can do with jelly rolls. First of all, we have a couple little patterns here. These are Villa Rosa patterns. The first one is called Slashed. It takes 39 2.5-inch strips. Then you would need a contrast for sashing and binding. The finished size of that quilt is 50 by 72. Again, that uses your pre-cut jelly roll, your 2.5-inch strips. Another suggestion we have is called Windmills. Takes 40 2.5-inch strips plus some borders. This one takes, the finished size of this quilt is 48 by 60. So there's a couple of samples of those two little patterns. Something else we would share with you, this is called Chasing Windmills. This uses jelly roll, 2.5-inch strips. This pattern happens to tell you how many strips you need depending on what size quilt you want to make. This particular quilt that I have laying right here is a queen size. So it took 63 2.5-inch strips. So it took 2 of these, and you did have some left over to complete this quilt called Chasing Windmills. So there's that one, and this is your strips. And then of course you do have to have some background to complete the quilt. Another quilt that uses a jelly roll, and people have seen this, this is called the jelly roll quilt. So when you do this particular quilt, you actually cut your first jelly roll strip in half, and then you would start sewing your strips together. The reason you cut those in half is so that you don't have one seam all the way down the middle. It varies from row to row. So like right here's a seam, right there's a seam. This quilt takes 1 jelly roll. If you want it to be bigger, you could use multiple jelly rolls to make a jelly roll quilt. Again, you just use the jelly roll, you put binding on it, and that's all. This one does have borders. Some people do this one and don't even add borders to it. So that becomes a personal choice. Another suggestion we have, this is called Galaxy. It also uses jelly rolls, 2.5-inch strips. And again, on the back, it tells you this goes from a baby to a throw to a twin, queen, and a king. It tells you how many strips you need to complete the quilt that looks like this, using 2.5-inch strips. So that's just some suggestions for jelly rolls. We do have jelly rolls available in the shop, and we would love to have you come see us. Thanks. Have a great day.